Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. It is Binky and today we are going to be doing another Born to Stand Out fragrance. Yes, there are quite a few. This is a long series, but a fun series, or I like to think so. So the next one is Drunk Lovers. Okay. I was thinking we've all been there. Maybe we have, maybe we haven't. But no judgment either way. So let's look at this. So yes, Drunk Lovers by Korean niche fragrance house Born to Stand Out is a sexy and delicious blend of red berries, boozy cognac. I always say that wrong. Cognac. I'm not a big fan of drinking it. Maybe that's why I say it wrong. With slightly earthy patchouli, spice, amber, and warm woods. Night of lust and love. Spilled brandy on the wood table. Okay, sure. So, here are the notes. It's citronella, bergamot, lemon, Mexican juniper. You got me with juniper. I will take juniper in any form. Grapefruit, red berries, cognac, pepper, ginger, clary sage, cypress, amber, Virginian cedarwood, West Indian sandalwood. Ooh, there's a lot going on. Vanilla, benzoin, patchouli, vetiver, cardamom, cinnamon bark, and musk. There's a lot going on here. Wow, that is a lot. This is like zoologist level. So I love juniper. It's one of my favorite scents, and I love cedar. So, and the bottle fell apart. So I've been having a hard time with some of these where it's just busted like this. These are really poorly made. Just so you know, so if you get the sampler set, discovery set like I did, apparently I've looked it up. I'm not the only one to suffer this fate. So unfortunately we got to improvise. So we're just going to put it on the skin and then put it on the clothing. I know it's not ideal, but we won't smell it around me. But yeah, they need to work on these dispensers. They're not the greatest. Okay, that being said, it's still a really nice scent. It's just not bubbling around me like it normally does. So we get the full, like, ooh, initial spray. It's not like that. But that doesn't mean I don't enjoy what I'm smelling right now. It's just more difficult to... It's not going to spray. I know, I keep hoping, come on, come and spray. Come and spray. But it's not going to. Okay. We're going to quit trying. Ooh, that's interesting. So, I kind of like... This one's kind of nice. I wish it had sprayed because this one is really nice in a very sweet, I wouldn't even say it's boozy right now. It's more this sweet berry scent, which I'm loving because I love it. So it's like juniper. I love juniper. It's one of my favorite notes. Juniper and berries. With almost with like a sandalwood underneath it. So juniper, berries, which is a berry, but red berries, I can see what they're saying. Berries with sandalwood. Oh, this is nice. This one's really nice. This one is just not as in your face as some of the other ones. And I will say this, it isn't as, I'm finding some of these perfumes to be very synthetic when you try them on, but this one is not one of them. It does not have that synthetic build that I found with this collection sometimes, with just a few of them. But this one's nice. This one's nice. And it's perfect for the season coming up. So, but we'll talk about that at the end. I'm like, ooh. I can smell the citronella. Or citron? I know what it is. I know what it is. I know. Citronella. It is. I know this scent, and I really love this scent because it just takes me back to my childhood. So that's interesting. So that's like at the top of it with the berries underneath. And you get the brightness of bergamot coming through. So you get this slight bergamot. Oh, this is good. Okay, so it's more the berries and the sandalwood making it kind of like, if you can imagine something, boop, kind of dropping. And then the citronella is just bubbling on the top. been mixing in with the bergamot. Oh, it's so good. You know what this reminds me of? If I was going to put Valentine's Day, which has passed, but if I was going to put Valentine's Day into a category, this would be this scent. It just smells like Valentine's Day to me. No, that's what I keep getting in my head. Valentine's Day. It's very. There is a slight booziness to it, but even though there is a slight booziness, it's not like it's liquor. I wouldn't get that from it. I'm not getting a liquor note, which I like, because I was afraid it was going to be all booze and, you know, I was going to smell like somebody dumped a bottle of wine on me. It's not. And that's what I appreciate, because I don't want to smell like that. This is lovely. It has also like a vanilla mix to it with that sandalwood, which, you know, if you know my channel, I'm a sucker for. So this is, I would dare to say this is a binky scent. I would dare to say, yes, I would. And I'd say it twice, and I did. So, ooh, this is good. But let's try it on the shirt. Yeah, it's almost identical. It's that beautiful berries and juniper with a little bit of bergamot to brighten it. With that sandalwood and vanilla. Oh, that is good. I'm not getting the pepper, though. No, it is there. That's what it is. That's what's... I'm not aware of it. But my nose is tingling, which tells me there's pepper on it. Because when my nose tingles like that, it's that pepper. That it's not like a cinnamon sweetheart, but it's kind of like a version of a cinnamon sweetheart. That's what I'm getting for Valentine's Day. So they're like red hots or like red hot candies, but they're harder and you eat them and it's like cinnamon, but it's just a little bit of that. Oh, that's good. Yeah, and it's starting to, I think it's starting to come out more. So it's just those berries with that cinnamon. There's got to be cinnamon in this. I wrote all those notes. I don't remember anything. You tell me there's no cinnamon. There is cinnamon bark. But it smells like cinnamon and pepper. And pepper. Ooh, this is nice. This is nice. It also has that amber coming through too, which I love. Sandalwood, amber, and vanilla. Oh, those three, that's me. And you put juniper in it? Stop. This is good. This is like dangerous because this one is totally one that I think I would definitely purchase. Unless it takes a really bad right turn somewhere. Just I end up in some bad alley I wasn't expecting, you know, then we have a problem. But right now, ooh. And what I like about this is it smells the same on my chemistry, my shirt, and this. Finally, something smells as good as this. Because usually when I use these papers, nothing smells as good as it does on this. The balance, it all smells the same. And it is glorious. And it's like this beautiful Valentine's Day spray. So, I'm going to check back in an hour. And we'll see where this one has gone. I really hope that this one stays where it is. I don't want it to shift. I want to stay in this moment forever, but we can't because everything moves on. So I will check back in an hour and we'll see where this one has gone. Okay, so it has been an hour and this one's just beautiful. What I will say is I wish it had more throw, but I'm not going to blame it on this. I'm going to blame it on the bottle that's broken because I could definitely smell it, but I never got the full blast. It was just dabbed on. So unfortunately, I don't know how big the throw would be. I can still definitely smell this. This is beautiful. I really like this. This is falling into a binky scent. Oh, so you get these beautiful, how do I describe it? It's this beautiful sweet. So it is heading more towards a gourmand. So you're getting that sweet vanilla with sandalwood and berries, the juniper. You can definitely get that juniper and a little bit of spiciness to it and warmth with that amber. Oh, this one's just good. This one I am enjoying a lot. Ooh, it's just sweet, woodsy, warm, and just with a little hint of spice. And it's just there's a little bit of sexiness going on with this. That's, you know, it's like a beautiful feminine Valentine's Day like fragrance that goes into the night. So there you go. This one's beautiful. This one really is, but let's try it on the chemistry. On the chemistry, that's interesting. So the musk is starting to come out a little bit, but what I like about this is that my body loves musks, but they can overtake a scent. And with this, it's very light. It's like a hint of it. It's a beautiful hint of it. And you get this vanilla sandalwood scent with amber and berries on top of it with a little bit of spiciness. I just really love that. Yeah, a little bit of woodsiness, and I'm thinking it's that sweetness of the cedar. I love cedar. Basically, this is all the notes that I love, like all of them. Oh, this is good. But let's try it on the shirt. Oh, interesting. On the shirt, it's more of like the amber and vanilla with a little bit of berries. It's more berry prominent here, but it's more, I could actually get something boozy from it, more like that spiciness or the deeper scent of the cognac. I am getting that more so on the shirt. It's not rich in alcohol smell. It's not like that, but there's definitely something lurking underneath that has kind of a liquor scent to it, but it's not like, it's the note that you would pull out of it. It's just, I happen to pick it up when I'm really sniffing it. Most people aren't going to be going up to things going, they're just not, they're going to get the full experience, but I am picking that up a little bit, and it's actually nice because it adds a little bit of, it breaks up the sweetness of the scent because it is very much a sweet scent. I'm not saying gourmand, but heading in that direction, but it's more than just a gourmand, and then it has spiciness and woodsiness. What I like is it's all staying right in that vein. Of course, your chemistry is going to bring out more. I'm not getting musk from either here or the shirt, but on my chemistry, yes, because that's what my chemistry loves. But even though certain notes like cognac is being pulled out here, musk is being pulled out here, you get a little bit of that cedar. Cedar with the vanilla, sandalwood, vanilla, sandalwood, amber. The berries take a back note on this, and that's that powdery vanilla. Oh, wow. With pepperiness to it. There's that pepper in the background that just adds to it. But it's just so powdery and beautiful. It's interesting. But even though, like I was saying, all of them bring out different things on the paper, the shirt versus the skin, it all stays in the same vein of what it is. It's just different things are popping out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back in 4 hours, and we're going to talk about this because I don't see it morphing too much, and I'm okay with that because I love the space that I'm in right now. It is so good. This is so good. So good. So I will see you back in 4 hours. Okay, it has been 5 hours, and this one has been a beautiful ride. I have really enjoyed this one so much. It's very light, but again, I didn't spray it. I had to dab it. So that changes things. Was that dab? Oh, God. I never did that, so I don't know why I did that when I've never done that one day in my life. It was a big thing, I don't even know how many years back here in the U.S., and I'm like, why? I will never do this, and I did. I'm ashamed. So there you go. But what I'm not ashamed of is this scent, because it is absolutely glorious. It completely, it's very light, which I don't mind. It's just light, powdery, beautiful. Oh, I want this. So let's talk about it. So let's try it on the chemistry. Oh, it's so beautiful. So it's this beautiful, and this is what I'm enveloped by, is this beautiful powdery vanilla, which reminds me of vanilla powder. I think it's Matière Primaire. And it reminds me of that powdery vanilla. It takes me to that scent, which I love so much. But what makes this one a little bit more unique, it has that powderiness to it, is that there's amber. You can get a little bit of that amber. You can get a spiciness to it. There's this beautiful undertone of spiciness and a little bit of peppery, but it's not overwhelming, along with that sandalwood. And on my skin, musk. But the musk, which can be troublemaker for me, never overwhelms it and overtakes it. This is just beautiful. It's just a light peak of the musk, and it's just exceptional. This is so beautiful. And it has that sweetness of the berries in it, mixed in it. So you have the powdery vanilla, sandalwood, and some amber and a little musk, and it's like it's enveloping the berries, and the berries are radiating from inside to give it a little bit of that boost. But it is a little bit sweeter of a scent, heading into gourmand territory. If that's not what you're into, then you probably would not love this one. But let's try it on the shirt. Interesting. On the shirt, there's a little bit more of the berry component. So when I move around, I'm getting that sweetness of the berry. There's more of the juniper berry, but it's more of like a berry where you don't necessarily know the individual berry. It's just a red berry. And it's absolutely beautiful. And you get a little bit of that powdery vanilla with that sweet berry. Interesting. Here it smells a little bit more soapy. You get that sandalwood, you get that I get that cedar. So the cedar's coming out here, and the sandalwood and vanilla and sweetness of the powdery vanilla with there's cognac. I get the cognac, but what's interesting is there's almost a soapy quality to it. But it's so beautiful. It doesn't quite smell like on the shirt or on the chemistry, but it stays in the same vein, but that's almost like a complete different scent. Very interesting. Either way, I love it. I want to smell like this. This is one of those ones I want to bring into my rotation as one of the ones that people know me by. Where they're like, oh, are you wearing this? You know, yeah, you know I am. I just don't like the name. It's just like, what are you wearing, drunk lovers? It's like, oh, you know, dab it. It's so sexy. I'm gonna say it. It is, without being obvious. It's underplayed sexiness. It's just underplayed. That's why it reminds me of Valentine's Day in a lot of ways. It's that seductive without trying too hard. You just are. You know, those people who are just naturally charismatic. They don't even have to try. Versus the one in the corner all trying too hard. This is the one that doesn't need to try. It just is. If I'm going to categorize this one, you know I am. I would say it does lean a little bit towards gourmand. So in the summer, it may be a little bit difficult. Have I been known to wear gourmands in the summer? Why, yes, I have. Have other people suffered? Possibly. I loved it. But just know this one's a little bit more difficult in the summer because it will bring out more of the sweet notes, and it might be a little bit cloying for some. But I think this would be beautiful. Fall, winter, and into spring, depending if you're in an area that doesn't get too hot too quickly. Ooh, like if you're in the deep south here in the US, you know, you're done. By April, you're not wearing this anymore. But, you know, in other parts of the country, you have through April, May. So you can enjoy. But this one is just beautiful. Now, if we were going to classify this, I think this one's hard for me to classify, and here's why. Because it has elements that I love. The vanilla, the amber, the sandalwood, which in a lot of fragrances that I've loved from the past, this is a big component, and they were seen as feminine scents. So because of that, with the sweetness of the berries, I would classify this as more feminine. But you wear what you want when you want. I think that spiciness with the woodsiness could take it back into that middle tier. But even if it didn't, you wear what you want when you want. And I'm not going to dab. I thought about it, but I'm not going to. You wear what you want. Because this is lovely. Everybody should be allowed to enjoy how wonderful this is. Ooh, so if I were going to give this one a score, I think you know it's just too good to not. I go back and forth because I would love to give it a 10, but is that right? I never give anything a 10. Very few things a 10, but it may be the first 10 of 2026. We're only 2 months in. This may be up in March. This will probably be up in March, but I'm going to do it. You know why? Because I can, and I love it that much because this has everything that I want from a perfume. It's beautiful. I love it. This is binky. Check, 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 check. Except the price is a bit high. Okay, uncheck. But beyond that, it's very good. It's very beautiful. I love this. I love this. I love this. I loved it from the moment I dabbed it on. I was like, I am in love. It was love at first sight. So there you go. There you go. Absolutely love this one. So yes, with that, have a fabulous day, my friends. Unless you were here for the K-drama suggestion. I keep thinking about this and I'm like, how am I going to come up with 33? I've watched many more than that, so I can. But we shall see where this goes. I have plenty more, don't worry. I have a list. I know what I like, but it's going to get harder down the road, so we'll see what I do. So this one is a little bit more serious, and it is on Netflix, and it is a shorter series. There are other places to watch this. If you know, you know. That's all I'm going to say. So this one is called Move to Heaven, and my goodness, this one I adore. It's shorter. I think it's only like 8 episodes, 8 to 10, so it's a shorter one. I really enjoy those because I think it gives you a little taste, and the story's wrapped up beautifully with the bow and done. Though the ending left it open a little bit for season 2, but it never happened. I think this one came out in 2020 or 21. This one is interesting. It's basically about a boy with his father, and they own a company. The father owns a company that when people pass away, and this is actually based off a real person in Korea who has his own YouTube channel. And I actually watched this YouTube channel where when people pass away, he's called in to clean the house or the apartment, especially if the person had been there a while, and take all their personal belongings, throw out the garbage, organize everything, and then bring the personal belongings to the family in a box. And so that's his job. He cleans things up, and that's why it's Moved to Heaven. It's the last move that these people will ever have of their items here on Earth, and then it's basically, I hate saying it, but it's like they're wiped out from their space, and that's it. This very depressing. So basically, it's about him, this father and his son who has autism. I think a 20-year-old young man who has autism, severe autism. And he's obsessed with fish. You know, a lot of the time I've known a lot of, or worked with people with autism. There's different levels. There's the Asperger's up, and a lot of them have certain obsessions that they have. And his obsession is he knows everything about fish and oceanography and things like that. And what happens is, and this killed me, was that the father passes. I won't get too far into it, but around a little bit before the time this came out, I lost somebody very close to me. So the whole sequence with his father passing and him not knowing killed me. Like, and I don't get overly emotional when it comes to films and stuff because I just don't, because I can separate. And it killed me. It just was really emotional. So that really, I did not see that coming. I was like, oh God. I mean, I knew what the premise was, but the way that it was done just was soul crushing. So he really is nobody. Basically, the next of kin is his father's brother. So his uncle, who was in jail. He was a boxer who went to jail, underground boxer, doing it illegally. And so then they're basically like, you're in charge of him. Hey, well, he's been in jail. He doesn't really know this kid that much just because he kind of stayed away. So he has to learn, especially coming from a jail system and an underground brutal environment of boxing, of how to deal with somebody with, you know, a specialized handicap, especially at this level, because he can function, but he can't live alone. So basically, you know, he has some challenges with his autism. And so the uncle comes in, moves into the house, and it's how his uncle has to learn how to handle somebody with this, you know, with this slight disability that causes, with autism, you have to do things a very specific way. They like their stability. You know, if you don't give a lot of people with severe autism their stability and the things they need to do every day, it really throws them off. It's interesting to watch because I have a friend whose son is autistic, and if you mess up with his routine, he's not going to be happy, and he'll go into ripping up stuff. That's what he does, is rips up stuff. So, you know, this guy has his routine, and so the uncle's very confused by it, and you see how it's hard sometimes for people with autism to connect to people the same way that somebody with autism doesn't. So it's interesting to watch how they both kind of combine into each other's life. And the uncle continues the business because, I mean, he needs a job, and so he continues the business. And it's funny to watch how his nephew basically teaches him the ropes and how to be, I hate saying this, a member of society with emotions and empathy, because sometimes when you get stuck in the jail system and things, empathy and things that make you human are robbed from you because you have to survive, and you can't survive if you're a gentle empath. You're just not going to survive that system. So he basically kind of learns to become human again and reevaluates his life because of this young man that's kind of touched him and made him see things in a different light, and how they both kind of deal with the loss of his brother and his father and come together. And it is just such a beautiful drama. It's short, but it shows different stories, like when they go into somebody's apartment clean up after they've passed, and how the different families react, whether they're like, I don't care that this person passed, or there's a mystery surrounding the passing, or there's just different storylines coming forward of the person who has passed, on top of the relationships being built between the uncle and the nephew through doing this experience and living with each other. And there's some really sad stories, and there's some beautiful stories, and just the whole way the human life goes. It's very much a slice of life drama, and just the everyday how we live type thing, and how we have all such a unique thumbprint on this earth. And I think this reminds me of it, and that's what I love about it. Even though it's a hard watch, it was at the time when I watched it. It's just beautiful, and I love that. I love that slice of life, because it's just what any normal person could go through. It's just somebody else's life that I don't know and I'm not part of, because mine was very different. So that's why I love this one. So if you like a nice quiet drama that is more introspective, this one may be for you, but it is a tearjerker. So be prepared if you don't like to go down those emotional paths. Some don't. Told you, don't go for those comedies. I don't. But yes, Move to Heaven is a huge, huge suggestion. Love this one. I don't know if I can watch it again. I'd skip that first episode. I don't want to go through that again. There you go. So with that, have a fabulous day, my friends. Bye.